Bob and Mark in the morning, and happy Monday, everybody. Oh, I love it. Our guest is in studio. We're going to be talking a little bit about going out on a sailing adventure.
Let me tell you something. We got to meet, this individual who's sitting in the studio with us now. And when I tell you, he has turned out to be, such a great guy. But let's talk about Sailor's Delight first. Mm-hmm. That's the name of the boat, name of the business. And it's this huge pontoon, okay, it goes around the back bays. And it's a fishing, it's more or less kind of, I wouldn't say it's a fishing boat. I mean, you would say it's a fishing boat.
Oh, absolutely.
I consider it. It's fun. It's family friendly. It's one big. You can fish off of it. You could sit with your family, enjoy the day, eat, partake in the views, and all that.
Yeah. So joining us right now, we have Captain Andrew, and thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, absolutely, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. So
now you're going to hang out with us for a while, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, you're not going to remember
because we're going to have questions left and right for you.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Hit me.
But let's talk a little bit about Sailor's Delight and what you guys have to offer. First off, how's the summer going?
We're just passing the halfway mark of the summer, and I tell you what, it's going good for us. I don't want to put any numbers out there.
Knock on wood. Yeah.
But we're humming right along. We're supposed to, we're booked up for the weekend. We've been booked up most of the month.
Right.
Everything's just looking good. It's going great. We're having a lot of new and returning customers.
How would you compare this summer to last weather-wise?
Weather-wise, we haven't been having these weekend storms pop up like we did last year. It seemed like every weekend, rain, wind. Now, we had a really windy June. Mm-hmm. Thank goodness the weather machine turned off with the end of June, early July. We just had that nor'easter this past week. It did put a little bit of a knock on our fishing, and we sadly had to cancel a trip or two because of the wind.
Well, safety's first.
You can fish in the rain. Some of the best fishing I've ever had in my life has been in the pouring rain. You're sitting there, you're soaked, you might be a little cold, but then you feel that hit on the end of your rod, and it goes away.
But as soon as you see lightning,
lightning is the nail in the coffin for the trip.
Don't even talk to Mark and I about lightning this past month. It's been actually since June. Yeah. We've experienced some of the oddest lightning storms this summer than we have experienced ever. And I don't know what it is, but I think our equipment seems to have like this appetite for lightning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's been a real pain in the butt. But overall, good summer. That's good to hear because we love to talk to our friends and our clients out there and see how the summer's pacing, how things are going. And, well, listen, you're going to be joining us all morning here. So, we're going to get to a lot of questions with you. We're going to talk subjects with you.
Oh, absolutely.
Which, when you go out on the boat.
All right, so we'll keep the fun going on here as I love this when we have extra guests in our studio here. It's Bob and Mark in the morning.
Absolutely. We'll be right back.
All right, you are listening to Bob and Mark in the morning, but also Captain Andrew hanging out with us from Sailor's Delight Back Bay Fishing, LLC. You guys have a pretty rockin' Facebook page. I've seen the pictures that you guys have up there of different people with their catches. Which
thank you. I mean, it's making memories, especially for the younger kids, especially kids who this may be their first time on a boat, maybe their first time catching a fish. And it's not just exclusive to the kids. I mean, I've got a few stories of, 40-year-old Philadelphia cop who had never caught a fish before. Right. To see a grown man holding a 6-inch sea bass, you think it's the greatest catch in the world.
It was to him.
Absolutely. Because it was the first.
Well, let me ask you this, because we were talking about the weather. Like, it's definitely good weather to come down the shore, enjoy all we have to do. But how's the fishing weather been? Has it been good for catching the fish?
We make it work. Like I said earlier, we had a rough patch of the weather in the beginning of June. We make it work. Yep. We know what to do with the wind or the rain.
We know where to go, right?
We know where to go, and that's just as much of the experience of the other captain that runs the boat for me as it is for me. But the weather, especially the past couple of days, has been improving. And we've been, not to brag, but we've been getting the fish. You've seen the pictures. You've seen the pictures. You can't deny it. Yes, we're throwing back 90% of what we catch, but there are still keeper fish out there. And the other thing is we're also seeing fish like the kingfish and the bluefish that we haven't seen in good numbers the past couple of years starting to come back. I mean, we've caught more kingfish this year than I have in the previous 4 summers combined.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's all right. I got a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
Well, everybody knows down here, such as yourself and Mark and I, all we do is work extra, extra hard throughout the summer. let's say, the locals want to plan something after Memorial Day or Labor Day weekend.
Well, everybody's got the mentality summer's over, therefore all the fun's over. And that's just not the case. I mean, we run until we run out of fish. Sometimes it's been November. We've fished December 1st already.
Okay.
Now, summer flounder, the state of New Jersey gave us a longer season after Labor Day this year. It ends in the middle of September. Now, that's not the end of our fishing. After that, we switch over to a different style of fishing. We're going after bluefish, we're going after striped bass, and we're going after weakfish.
Okay.
And again, if you look at our archives, I try and archive our photos on both our website and the Facebook page. We catch fish after summer flounder.
And that's the biggest thing, to realize is, yes, down here in Cape May County, we are a summertime economy, but it's important to understand that after Labor Day, all the fun things we do throughout the summer are still readily available for everybody down here. So it's important to understand that after Labor Day, you're still there.
Oh, absolutely. They don't call it local summer for anything.
There you go.
And I love this because you're saying that you archive. And I noticed here on the Facebook post that just about every one of them has a date when it was taken. And you got something every day, it looks like here.
We try to because we tell the customers, hey, sit back, relax, enjoy the trip.
Yeah.
Some of them don't bring a camera. Well, everybody's got a smartphone.
Yeah.
So if they don't have a camera, we can take the pictures for them. That's what you see a lot of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not taking pictures of every single fish that comes over the rail, but we're also not going to say no to somebody if they're holding their first fish that they've ever caught either.
Right.
If it's a giant or if it's a minnow, we're going to take a picture for the customer because it's about the customer.
Yes.
Well, again, you're listening to the Bob and Mark Show. We're here with our buddy Captain Andy, hanging in, right?
Oh yeah,
doing what we got to do.
Right.
And is it still early for you?
Oh, it's never too early for me.
Okay. All right.
Too early was at
Fishermen
06.
get up early. Yeah, fishermen up before the sun, right?
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, listen. Stay tuned, and if you're going to have any questions, I guess you'll be hanging out with us after 8:00. Give us a call in at the studio, and we'll have Mark answer any of the questions.
Well, I don't know if I can answer all the questions, but I'll
Well,
try.
maybe what we'll do is we'll have you book
Yeah,
on
right.
behalf of. We got a party of 18 for Sailor's Delight.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I know Captain Stan will be happy to give up that responsibility for a day or two.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So,
When we come back, I do want to hear one of the craziest stories.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I want to hear something outrageous.
all righty.
All right, we can go for that.
All right.
So we will be back. It's the morning show. Stick around. Yeah, the morning show continuing on. Love it when guests are in the studio. I know I said it already, but right now we're hanging out here with Captain Andrew from Sailor's Delight Back Bay Fishing LLC. Make sure to check out that Facebook page, check out the website. And one of the things that I find fascinating, we're talking a little bit about this, is, you're going out to catch fish, but just upon people's excursions, oftentimes you get to encounter other animals that you get to see. That's pretty neat.
Well, absolutely.
Animals?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
You're surrounded in sea life out there. For instance, this spring is the first time we've actually ever seen seals in the back bays. That was kind of a surprise. We really weren't expecting
That's
that.
neat.
Now, a lot of people also don't realize that there's probably at least once a week or once every 2 weeks, you see the bottlenose dolphins in the back bay. Not necessarily a good omen. They're eating the same fish that we're going after, but we're not gonna stop customers from getting a few good pictures before I just discreetly move the boat away from the dolphins.
Exactly. Yeah, because they're probably the best fisher. People things.
Fisher
of all.
people things.
Yeah,
And
they know what they're doing more than I know
They're
what
so
I'm
good
doing.
they don't even need bait.
That's it.
Exactly.
The otters, people don't realize that we have otters. I don't know if they're river otters or marine otters, but there's otters out there. We see them because they steal our bait. We keep minnow buckets on the side of the boat, and if we don't put the lock on them overnight, we come out and we know the otters have been there because we got to buy more minnows.
Are the seals coming up on the slips or the docks or anything, or are they further out?
We had seen them up towards the north end of the island in Grassy Sound area. They were chasing fish. They were chasing bait fish.
Now, why do you think they're here now versus... Is the water warmer or what's going on?
Oh, well, no. The gray seals and harbor seals, they're a cool water species.
Okay.
And so earlier in the season, they were probably remnants. They were probably there all winter, but there was nobody out there to see them.
Got it.
Yeah.
Obviously, now the water temperatures are back up in the mid-70s. We're not seeing seals. We're seeing...
Now we have those sharks that take
We're
care
actually also seeing some smaller sea turtles.
Yeah.
We always see the terrapins. You're sitting there fishing, and all of a sudden a little terrapin head will pop up in front of you. But we do, on rare occasions, see, whether they're loggerheads or greens, I'm not sure, but we do see true sea turtles in the back bay. The other thing is the birds. You are, from the moment you leave the dock to the moment you hit the dock again, you're surrounded by all these seabirds. Seagulls, terns, ospreys, even eagles. I tell my customers to just sort of pick a patch of sky and look up and wait. And if you see something that it looks like a dash mark or a hyphen, it's the eagle. If you don't see the head or the tail because they're whited out against the sky, they're camouflage. If it looks like a linebacker and it's got a real short neck, that's one of the vultures. We've got plenty of vultures and turkey buzzards out here. But if it just looks like this, either has a long, graceful neck or it just looks like a dash mark where you're only seeing the wings, those are the eagles. We see eagles. I would be so bold to say you could probably see them every day.
Wow.
You know, we were joking around talking about a crazy story. It's funny you mentioned that because then there's the ospreys. I remember when I was a kid, you know, I'm not going to say how many years ago that was. The word decades could probably be used, but ospreys were a rarity. Now, every single dayboard or every single post or even the old train bridge there between the mainland and West Wildwood is covered in osprey nests. Now, you wanted a crazy sea story here, and trying to make this a little bit PG here for you.
Okay. Well, tell you what, let's take a quick break.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
right,
and we'll pay some bills.
Yep,
and then this way we prep everybody up to listen to a crazy story.
All right.
There you go.
I'm all right with that.
You got it. All right, we'll be back. Of course, Captain Andrew here from Sailor's Delight Back Bay Fishing. And, well, we're going to talk a little bit about some crazy stories from the sea.
Or back bays.
Yes.
Well, back base.
Yeah, back bay. That's part of the sea for me.
Yeah.
Right, we'll be back. It's Bob and Mark in the morning. Yes, it is Bob and Mark in the morning. Happy Monday, everyone. And it really is a happy Monday because we got a special guest who was hanging out with us here in the studio. We've got Captain Andrew from Sailor's Delight Back Bay Fishing. Now, if people want to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Well, they can always call us at 609-827-8309. They can also reach us through our website, which is www.sailorsdelightfishing.com. And, of course, we run a YouTube channel, which has some great underwater footage that we've made with our own GoPros on the boat, and as well as some how-tos and some explanation videos about what we are all about. Of course, the 98.7 The Coast FM advertisement is on there for everybody to see.
And your Facebook page, you know, definitely, you know, gets a lot of traffic, and that's where you'll be able to see all those pictures.
Oh, absolutely. Every day we try and have something up there for our customers so that they can see. Or as I tell everybody, you can steal that picture off Facebook tonight when you get home.
Well, why not?
I was going to say, going out there just about every day, I'm sure that there are some crazy stories, and we kind of left it. You were about ready to tell us a crazy...
we want something good.
Okay, well, I've got two for you then, and we'll keep them short and sweet. We were talking about the wildlife, the ospreys. Any dayboard you pass out there where the buoys have osprey nests on them, and you know you're not supposed to mess with them, and you always see the babies. The one day we were out fishing on the north end of the island in a place that I won't disclose because it's my fishing spot, but there is an osprey nest there, and there was a small boat getting entirely too close to the nest.
Oh, no.
And the mother came out and swooped and almost, I don't know how she missed the guy's face, but she missed the guy's face. And you see this guy in a panic throw his motor back, and he throttles back and gets away from the nest. Okay. Well, what he didn't see was on the other side behind his back was, I guess, one of the parents coming back had pieces of debris in the claws and the talons to start build the nest.
Right.
While in a panic, the other bird dropped all this like sticks and mud and everything right on the guy's back. Whether it was intentional or otherwise, only that bird will ever know. Completely earned. It was karma delivered in the talons of a bird.
That's great.
That's karma.
Yeah, it truly is. Whether you believe in it or not, you can't deny that. Maybe it was malice. Who knows? Maybe that bird definitely earned it. Though.
But you got to respect the nature that is out there. I mean, and that's the one thing we do want to stress. You got to respect that nature. That's out there.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, and the second one.
All right, the second one is one of those moments where you look at it and you're like, well, at least he didn't get killed. There was another little pontoon boat, not a competitor, just somebody out there on a vacation cruising around. And you have to realize behind Wildwood, it may look like big, beautiful open water, but it is a frying pan once you get off the channels. I mean, you can walk across a lot of it. And we were getting closer to low tide. And of course, you see this pontoon boat stuck up in the mud. And The gentleman was in the water trying to push his boat off, but the people on the boat were throttling in the opposite direction. So he's pushing against the motor, and Captain Stan was on the boat as well. And he's about to say, "Oh no, call 911," because just as the boat gained a little bit in the water, it then ran the guy over. And how he missed the propeller.
That had to be something to see.
But when he came out of the water, he was sheet white, and I can't repeat some of the profanities that were heard, but the propeller missed him, and of course,
he
who knows where he's at now. Nobody had to call 911, and now we have a great story.
And who was the butthead trying to... it's probably his son or something.
Mother, whoever the lady on the throttle was.
Oh, man. So, well, thank goodness everybody was okay. Wow.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.
All right. We're going to be back with more in just a moment. Love these stories.
Oh, no.
We'll be back with more in just a moment. Stick with us. It's Bob and Mark, along with Captain Andrew, in the morning. All right, it is Bob and Mark in the morning, and as I've been pointing out, Captain Andrew hanging out with us from Sailor's Delight Back Bay Fishing.
Andrew or Andy?
Andrew, but
I'm not going to call you Andy
I've got loyal
anymore.
customers that have called me Andy that I've said, "Oh, it's Andrew," and they're like, "Okay, Andy." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you're paying for a ticket, so."
Yeah, I called you Andy. I'm going to call you Andrew from now on.
All right, so
Andrew,
as we're pointing out here, that the pontoon boat that you run, it's a lot of people have good time in the summertime. Of course, we want to encourage everyone after Labor Day. Lots of still great fishing going on. We've talked about this last hour. Flounder, what was it till the end of September? You said
mid-September. The New Jersey summer flounder season comes to an end, but that next day we'll be out there for bluefish.
There you go.
So make sure to contact them because there's lots of great fishing left. And then of course I'm thinking about fall here because of this next topic.
Yes,
that we're ready to jump into.
And anybody who's out there right now, you're going to notice it. Mostly, a lot of these department stores, or I say department stores, but like Walmart, you notice that they're starting to promote the fall.
Oh yeah, back to school ads are on.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. I mean, it's crazy.
And I don't know if they're open yet, but the pop-up Halloween store is
right.
And I don't know if they're running.
And you're never going to know where
I did notice that the one in Rio Grande's got the coming soon sign back up already.
So Halloween is what we're going to talk about because you may have seen this online, you may have heard about this. There is a petition on change.org, and the petition is to celebrate Halloween on the last Saturday of October. So the idea of this is, forget October 31st. That won't be Halloween anymore. It will be whatever the last Saturday of October is. And this petition actually has been up for a while. It's been up for over a year. But in recent days, it has picked up in Steam. People have been signing it, and it's reaching close to its goal, if it hasn't already eclipsed it by now, of 75,000 signatures. So what do you think about moving Halloween around every year?
Here's the problem they're going to have with that is it's up to each municipality at that point on what they want to do. I don't think federally they have a snowball's chance in hell to deem the holiday the last Saturday of October. Listen, there are so many things out there right now that people are trying to change the culture of America, and this is one that you just shake your head at. And realistically, let's look at the other side of this right now. The other side of it is the parents of the kids who, whenever the 31st falls, during that week, and let's take away Friday, let's just say Monday through Thursday. Yeah, I get it. I understand it. You got the kids out there walking all night. Then they come home. They have the candy. They probably get a third of their bucket by the time they get home. So they're all sugared up.
Yeah, everything never makes it back home.
Yeah. So I guess with this particular one, Mark, I understand. But no. Simple as that. No, it's not going to happen.
Well, if I can chime in here, you have to ask yourself two questions. If you want to look at the other side, let's look at their side as to changing it. What is the goal? You want to make it possibly safer for somebody else, for their kids.
More convenient for the parent is where I think it's going.
I was going to say, you have to ask yourself, what is the goal? And looking at it, it's kind of hard to really divine what they want to do with it.
Well, think about this. All right, Andrew, I'll hit you with this one.
All right.
What about the parties that happen and the Halloween costume parties and
Well-
all of that stuff. Think about that, Mark. You're going to have all this going on if it's going to be the last Saturday of every month. So you have all the adult parties, then combined with the trick-or-treating that day as well. That could be chaotic,
Well, I can tell
at
you.
least for a parent.
I can tell you a little bit more about this particular petition. It was filed by the Halloween and Costume Association.
What?
It's addressed to President Trump. And according to the nonprofit industry group that started this petition, 3,800 children suffer Halloween-related injuries each year. Supporters saying changing the holiday to a weekend will allow trick-or-treaters to get their, trick-or-treating in while the sun is still shining. And traffic should be less of a concern since the festivities do not interfere with work or school schedules.
Now, I would have agreed with the work and the school schedule.
Yeah.
I get that. Daylight, they have more daylight. Now, because it's going to be on a Saturday, they're going to start trick-or-treating at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m.?
1 p.m.
I would have been more apt to believe their reasoning if it wasn't the industry group that runs Halloween
Exactly.
sales says that we want to change a day.
Yeah. So we'll put this up on our Facebook so people can chime in and you can have your say on it. But yeah, I'm with you on this. I'd rather just be on
Leave
the
it alone.
31st. Don't mess with it.
Tradition's sake. Come on,
Leave
man.
it alone.
We've forsaken so many of our traditions as it is now.
Yeah.
There's nothing sacred for the children.
I know. We'll have more of the show coming up, and stick around. More on the way. It is Bob and Mark in the morning. Captain Andrew hanging out with us, as we've been pointing out, from Sailor's Delight Back Bay Fishing. And hey, you're gonna be out in the boat today? I mean, is this? I guess you're here early, right? So
No, today I've got the great Captain Stanley. For those of you who may remember him from the Canyon Clipper in Cape May, New Jersey, well, he is my right-hand man, along with my brother, mate Dave. They're running the boat for me today.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that. Thank you for doing that, guys, and that way we had the opportunity to have you in here during the show.
Absolutely.
It's my pleasure, guys. I'm enjoying it.
All right, so we're going to talk about amazing technology. I mean, it really is amazing how everything is. Now there's everything's on the phone. Everything there's apps for everything.
Right.
And
Basically, without a phone now, you're lost.
I know.
Oh, yeah. I remember a time when you just leave the phone at the house and if somebody couldn't get a hold of you, no
man.
big deal. Now, if I don't answer the phone every hour, I get panic text messages.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I called you. Yes, I got the message.
Sometimes I'm envious of those people that have flip phones. There's still a few of them out there,
Well, we knew that Phil was one of the last year, and then he finally graduated to an iPhone.
That's a flip phone? DJ Frankie Miller down at the Shamrock.
Frankie!
No, but I kind of
Come
envy
on.
it. I kind of envy it. It's a perfect reason. People don't bother him because he's got the flip phone.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful excuse. Oh, I didn't get your text message. Why? Well, my phone doesn't send text messages.
Right, exactly.
I don't know if he has the old text messages where you have to remember you had to hit the shift key to get the letters versus the remember.
I got a great one for you. I was the holdout. I had my same Nokia brick cell phone that I got when I was 18 in Rio Grande for donating $20 to Special Olympics. That phone survived 2 trips in the East River and was getting close to the 15-year mark. It had no 8 button, so anytime I had to use the 8 button, I had to take a pen and stick it in the hole to send it out.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Well, now the smartphones are here. There's all kinds of applications now which you can use, and it's amazing. And I never really thought about this, but Pampers as in the diaper people.
Yeah.
They are releasing what is called a smart diaper this fall.
Oh, I can't wait to see that app.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
It'll definitely ease up on your nose for sure.
What makes it a smart diaper, you're probably wondering? Well, it has an activity sensor that alerts parents when their little one needs a diaper change.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you necessarily needed to go high-tech with that. The Lumi line also comes with a baby monitor, an app, and a sensor that tracks the sleep patterns.
Oh,
So there's a sensor in the diaper that tracks the baby's sleep patterns and gives that information to the app. What type of not a baby monitor, not like a video thing. No, that'd be just weird.
I don't know. GPS? GPS? You know how you
GPS
can...
on the baby.
Yeah, right?
Well, okay, here I am at work.
Does it? That's a good point. Does it have GPS? Are the diapers GPS?
So. No, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm at work. I'm like, I'm going to be heading home in an hour. I want to put the air conditioners on. I can do that. I can't because I don't have all the high-tech stuff at home, but a lot of people can. You can look at your Ring doorbell and see, who's at my door?
Okay.
Well, I guess now you can just leave the baby at home and go, Yeah, there she is. She's sleeping fine.
Well, what if there's a nanny, or what if you have like a new babysitter on this baby, and you can basically text the babysitter and say, "Hey, my kid just peed. Go change the diaper."
We have reached a new level of helicopter parent, my friends.
That's
Yes, this is
crazy,
true.
isn't it?
Yep.
I'm kind of upset about the fitness tracker, though, because I don't want to know that the kid did 2.5 miles and I sat here for 3 hours.
Well, you bring that up, but all right, my kid's got me this Apple Watch here for Christmas.
Right.
You remember that whole dilemma? And the damn thing tells me when to stand up, when I need to be active. This is worse than my ex-wife. Like, that's the only thing I do not like about this iWatch. It tells me I gotta stand up, do this, do that. Like, leave me the hell alone.
I used to have the Fitbit, and I used to love it. And when sad to say, I broke it due to too much activity. I felt naked for no. I felt naked for
Slam
a while.
your wrist around a
but
little
at the
bit.
same time, it's like, well, I miss having it, but at the same time, I don't miss constantly looking at it.
Right.
I don't, I only did 9,800 steps today, you fat.
Oh, no,
Wait a
no.
minute, I'll give you a better one with the Fitbit.
What?
Go down to like Disney or Universal when you walk around all day, and then your legs are sore as all, and you're just like, and then the last thing you want to do is look at your Fitbit and go, oh, 24,000 steps.
You say that. A couple years ago, I went with my girlfriend to CES for her business in Las Vegas, and we went through all the conventions for 2 days straight. The first day, I look at my Fitbit, and it says 24,500, which I should be happy because I was doing a solid 10K every single day.
Right.
But that then led to me being an achievement-based person, standing there in a hotel room in Las Vegas, doing laps to get to the 25,000 mark.
That's great.
OCD, my friend.
love
Oh, I wouldn't say OCD, but I couldn't not
Yeah.
hit that 25,000 mark.
Gotcha.
We'll look up the definition of OCD on that one.
Do it 3 times, please. I didn't say that. I apologize.
We will be back. More of the show coming up. Bob and Mark, along with Captain Andrew here this morning. Oh, yeah, it is Bob and Mark in the morning. Special guest in our studio. People going, who's that third person? That's Captain Andrew from Sailor's Delight. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Sailor's Delight Back Bay Fishing. You know what's going to happen, Bob.
What's that?
People are going to be like, we like Captain Andrew.
And I'll be like,
Bob
yo.
and Mark.
I'll be like, that means I could take off.
This is what's going to happen, So anyway.
I take a size 3 chair.
We got plenty of those.
Yeah, here we go. Anyway, but we certainly do appreciate you being here. And, of course, as we've been pointing out, Sailor's Delight Back Bay Fishing LLC is where you can, if you want to go out on a great fishing excursion, lots of great weather left for this season and then even after the season, as we've already covered. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later.
You will not be disappointed for sure.
You will not be disappointed. Now, right now, we're actually about ready to jump into our Ask the Morning show.
Got it.
And it has to do with, I'll just read it because it has to do with topics we talked about recently.
All right.
It says, hi, I recently heard you guys talking about tipping on your show and want to know what the audience thinks about this situation. A group of us got together for a dinner. It's about 6 of us. While everyone else had dinners that evening, I didn't feel like having a full dinner, but suggested getting a bunch of appetizers to nibble on. Well, there are about 3 things we settled on. When the apps came, everyone dug in. But when the bill came, it seemed everybody figured out the cost of their individual meal and the tip, but left me to pay for the 3 appetizers.
Ooh.
Problem is, most of our group consumed that food. Although I suggested the appetizers, we all agreed upon which ones to order. It wound up costing me as much as if I ordered a meal, which I wasn't prepared for. Shouldn't we have split the cost since they all had some? What do you think? And that's from Fred in North Cape, Matt. Oh, man.
Fred, you were taken advantage of, my friend.
I'm going to agree with that.
They scumbagged you, man. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, they absolutely did. I mean, that's a really good way to put it because, listen, when I go out to dinner with friends, first and foremost, whatever the bill is, we just split it between couples.
Yeah.
No matter what. Particularly, all right, I had the same instance, okay? Almost identical.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened is we went to the wharf. Love the wharf over here.
Yeah.
And there was 5 couples, but 2 families had kids.
Yeah.
Okay. And one family had 2 kids, the other family had 3 kids. So am I going to sit there and let these, the other couple, like, well, you need to figure out, they need to pay more because they had kids? I don't feel that that's appropriate. I think if there's 5 couples, you split it 5 ways. I get it. I understand. But 2 of the couples that were with us were insistent that those other 2 couples pay for their children. So I get the topic.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Yeah.
It's a hard call, and I think it would be case by case. I mean, especially if it's friends or close friends, or
Right.
if it's family or quote unquote family.
Right. If it's immediate family,
Sometimes you got to bite the bullet, but sometimes you got to stick to your guns.
I think that honestly, my personal thought is that because I've been in this situation, the apps come out and you don't want to be a glutton and eat like all the one thing that maybe somebody else on the other side of the table wanted. You want to make sure everyone's got a fair shot at it.
But they all partook in the app.
Exactly.
And then they ordered entrees.
So they should definitely pay a little if you ate. Part
Agreed.
of it. Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, he said he's got 3 apps out there,
Yeah.
and he's there with a group of people, and he's not the one just shoveling it in.
Yeah.
It's not like they were just taking 1 mozzarella stick or 1
Yeah.
spinach dip.
You know what you do? You pay close attention to the person that raised the question.
Ooh, accountability.
And you make them accountable at that point and say, well, why?
yeah.
Just ask why. Why?
Exactly.
And, to me, I would. I mean, no offense. I mean, but see, I'm the type of guy, Mark, I'll go out and I'll, whatever. If you want to split it this way, great. If you're going to stick it to me, great. I'm not inviting you to dinner again.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say, now you know who's gonna be on the phone call list or
That's
not.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can get it maybe from Fred's point of view. You don't want to ruin what was otherwise a nice evening, but
Yeah.
at the same time, yeah, you got
Not right.
you got
It was obviously on his mind enough to take the time to write the response.
Yeah.
you got screwed, Fred.
Well, I guess when we come back, we'll get the response from our listeners
Oh,
and see
yeah.
what they're thinking.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Bob and Mark Show with our special friend today, Captain Andrew.
SailorsDelightFishing.com.
You got it.
Bob and Mark in the morning. Captain Andrew here from Sailor's Delight Back Bay Fishing, and we are talking a little bit about our Ask the Morning show. And a good one today has to do with, it's Fred's dilemma at a restaurant with some friends. And, Fred said, I don't want a full meal. I just want some appetizers. So brought up the suggestion. Some appetizers were ordered. Other people had meals. Well, all the other people paid for their meals and stuck Fred with the appetizer bill. And so he was just saying, hey, everybody was digging in. Shouldn't they have to split?
Well, again,
cost the appetizers.
And I said it on the last break, and when I sat here and thought about it, I was like, who called them to the table on that? Like, somebody would have had to have said,
There had to be somebody that said, okay, guys.
yeah.
hang
I
on.
mean, they're not all mutually going to agree. Oh, well, you had the option.
Who was the outlier? Who
I
was the
wonder.
right?
Now, see, now, maybe this is something where he should have just brought it up, because maybe everybody just kind of, they're all figuring out what they want. Oh, I got that.
Yeah.
I got that. And like nobody thought that, wait a minute, point out that wait, you all had some of that appetizer. Can you help me pay this? Because I wasn't expecting to pay all. For
I got a
all.
quick story for you before we get to our listener
Sure.
comments. I took a couple out to dinner, friends of ours, and I had a gift certificate to a place, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I took them out to dinner. Here's my gift certificate. I'm like, the meal is on me. And they were, oh, thank you. When it came time to tip, they didn't even want to. I had the tip on top of it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
party foul.
Didn't even pull out the wallet. You know what I mean? So what does that say?
At least give the little fake attempt. Oh, you want some?
Yeah, they'll even say how. Like, I'll even say, like, I know there's certain people I'll go out to dinner with, and they'll pick the bill up, and I'll be like, no, don't do that. Or listen, if you're going to take care of it, let me know what the tip is. Let me at least take care of the tip. So the people that don't reciprocate, man, oh man, do you ask them out to dinner again? I know I said no.
I feel like I've been lucky. I mean, if I'm out with my girlfriend or if I'm out with the guys I work with,
Right.
There's sort of an unwritten rule of rotating the bill. I mean,
Sure.
sometimes it's just easier to like, look, just give me the bill. You guys throw down for the tip. I've been lucky that thus far.
Yeah.
Well,
Knock
But
on
when you
wood.
buy somebody's meal for them, whether it's cash or a gift certificate, it doesn't matter. At least offer to even split the tip at that point.
Yeah.
But not
I mean,
even to-
especially you're giving somebody whose wage depends on that
Yeah.
tip. You didn't pay
Yeah.
for your meal. You might not
Yeah.
have even had to pay for the app. Come on,
Yeah.
open the wallet
I
for the
know.
girl giving you
Exactly.
your food, or boy giving
Yeah.
you the food.
let's see what people have to say here on our Facebook page. You definitely can chime in. We had Kim who says, you pay for what you ordered. I'm not paying for other people's cocktails, and if you split an app, you split the cost.
There you go.
So, Kim, it sounds like an agreement. At first, it sounded like she wasn't in agreement.
Promote that one.
Yeah. Sally Ann says, next time you pick what app you want and then order it for your dinner. So you don't even share with everybody. Hey, I'm having the wings. Okay. All right. Jessica says, helpful tip I learned long ago. Anytime you go out to eat with a group, always be prepared to pay for more than what you ordered. Unless it's a small group that you've been going out with for years and you all pay your fair share, you always pay more than you owe. And never, I repeat, never say something like, I'm going to, I guess, blank, does anybody want anything? Oh, okay. Oh, so you're going to, I'm going to this and that store. Does anybody want anything? Because it's guaranteed you'll pay for the shortage of money due. Yeah, that happens here sometimes when people go to the Wawa or whatever.
What's that?
Oh, hold on. Who's doing a Wawa run?
I'm going to Wawa. Do you want anything? And then when you come back and, I've only got $1 for that, hoagie that you that I ordered.
Now I have 2 hoagies.
That happens a lot.
Yeah,
that happens a lot. Yeah.
Dawn saying, sounds like you should not have suggested apps to everyone since you did not want a full meal. You should have just ordered only what you wanted, and then you would have only paid for that. And Lex says, sounds like you should have...
Wait a minute, so Dawn's blaming him?
No, Dawn says you should have not suggested the apps to the whole group. So I guess Dawn is kind of saying what our first person said. I'm guessing. I don't put words in Dawn's mouth, but you just order your own app. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
throw up the elbows and just,
I mean, that's one thing that Jen and I like to do. We'll go out to dinner. We'll order just apps. Mm-hmm. But it is a very weird situation when you have other people out there. Yeah. That you're invited. I mean, like I could personally get away with 2 or 3 apps, you know what I mean, for dinner in some cases, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to have people charge.
We have a lot of people that are chiming in, but I'll read one more. Lex says, sounds like you should have split the cost. Thoughtless friends, and you should have spoken up about it at the time. If they really are your friends, they would have been understanding and agreed to split. It's too late now, though, and it would be petty to bring it up at this point. Next time, just make sure your expectations are known ahead of time, because it's also not fair to assume your friends are mind readers.
Here, Lex.
Yeah, so Lex?
I don't know, man. Like you said, there's an unwritten law.
There is, but she's also taking the high road here. She's saying forgive, but don't forget.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Well, we appreciate the comments. Keep them coming. We're trying to help out Fred here, who has a little issue. And I do agree. You can't bring it up now, but maybe next time you can go about it a different way. Bob and Mark and Captain Andrew in the morning here on the Big Morning Show. Stick around. More coming up. It's Bob and Mark in the morning. All right, so here's what's going on. All right, we've got Captain Andrew here from Back Bay, from Sailors Delight Back Bay Fishing LLC, who is hanging out with us. And we want just once again, for those who maybe are just tuning in, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, they can call us at 609-827-8309 for reservations and availability. But if they need the information, they can go either to Facebook and find us at Sailors Delight Back Bay Fishing LLC, or visit us on our website at www.sailorsdelightfishing.com.
That's wonderful. And you guys have the orange boats that are out there, the pontoon
big orange pontoon boat. Yeah, you can't miss us.
Do you ever have anyone just show up and go, hey, can I get on the boat?
Yes, we do. This time of year, it's very difficult because, I mean, we're already booked up through Monday now.
And you have parties on there as well. In other words, 15 people will book at once who all know each other.
Well, we max out at 10.
Okay.
And we've had that before, and we said to people, look, we can work with you here. Let's split the charter. So half go one, half go the other.
Right.
And I would say 50-50. They're amenable to it. And if not, then we help them find another venue to accommodate.
Good for you.
In the future, we're looking to have a new boat that has a higher capacity or modify this one, but that's a lot of red tape to cut through that we're working through right now.
Can you put an upper deck on there?
Oh, no.
Well,
that's how I would. I'd be like,
anyway, so
a little plywood
little sun
porch
deck,
on the back.
Right? Little dinghy off the back.
So what's been going on here is, Andrew's been here. Bob's been telling the stories, and you told a pretty funny one actually regarding me.
Yeah, well, when we're off the air, we still talk just like everybody else does. Sure. And I turned to Andrew. I'm like, "Yo, Andrew, check this out." I said, I tried hooking Mark up months ago with this girl, really nice girl, listener.
Yeah.
And
loyal listener of ours.
Finally got Mark to ask her out, and she agreed to go out with him. And Mark never followed up, and she got married.
Not to Mark.
Not to Mark.
We should point that out. Not to Mark.
Oh.
So Mark, man. I mean, so what's up, man? So I'm explaining this.
Did he wait?
Yeah, why would you wait? And she was a good-looking woman.
When did this story start? 3 years ago? I mean, how does it
No, it was this summer.
One of these things where no, we got to back it up here. It was one of these things where she had somebody that she was with.
No, she broke up.
Right, but she broke up. But then it was not common knowledge.
But she found
away.
this. Yeah, she found a new guy.
So in the time where you find out,
she's listening right now, going, "Oh, you guys,
so and so is available. Why don't you ask her out?" That was the delay. It wasn't like I was sitting.
But you waited a long time. You are a procrastinator when it comes to that stuff.
But then all of a sudden we see these posts of like,
my fiance
proposed. Yeah, I said yes, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I am very happy for her.
So does that mean the date's off?
Yeah, right. Now think about this, Mark. That could have been you. Are you relieved?
Well, it could have been, but I mean, you just don't know. That's one of those things that's the way. I mean, haven't we all done that? When you think back of something happened in your life, if I played that different, what would have come of my life?
Do you regret not going out with her before?
I look at it this way. That's one of the things happen in a sequence for a reason, or things don't happen sometimes for a reason. Okay. And there is probably a reason. This particular person has found the love of their life, and that's great. I feel happy for them because, let's face it,
I don't know when I listen to him there, Andrew, if he's being sincere or he is just blowing smoke up my butt.
Hug him, but I feel like that was sincere. And to that young lady out there hiding under her desk listening right now, at least Bob's got your back.
I got your back.
So anyway, I was going to talk about this couple. This is why we were talking about this. We're talking about this couple in Houston, Texas, who John Blaze and Thao Gwen, I believe it is, they met each other on Valentine's Day back in 2016. Now, this guy John had been thinking about proposing to his lovely girlfriend for more than a year, but he wanted to make sure it was unique and special. So this is the idea that he came up with. They both love cycling. They both love, riding the bikes around. And they have even an Instagram account called Cycling Couple that documents their love for the hobby. Well, check this out. They wound up riding a path, okay?
Okay.
He asked her to go on a ride back on March the 20th, and she didn't know, obviously, that he was going to propose. They started at a particular park, an hour and a half, and 15.7 miles later, the couple ended up back at this park where he gets down on one knee. Apparently, she says, I went from being so annoyed with all the crazy turns we did to being completely shocked with the biggest smile on my face. Apparently, as they
I get it. Yes. You know what?
There we go. Right back to the Fitbit.
Mara Cabrera actually has one where you, and I believe even Mara Simonson over in Lower, where they're big cycle enthusiasts. So when you make your route, it kind of highlights all the streets and everything. So what this couple did is he actually tracked out the streets, doubled back everything. So when they look at their app, it says
marry me.
Isn't that cool?
They wrote, I guess, in cursive.
Too much work for me. I don't know about you, Andrew, but that's too much work for me.
I'm going to plead the fifth for right now, given my current situation. But
yeah. So
it always comes back to the Fitbit, doesn't it?
It does. So I thought it was a nice little sweet story. So
that's very cool.
Nice.
There you go. All right. We will be right back with more of the show. Stick around. Bob and Mark in the morning, and Captain Andrew hanging out here with us. Sailor's Delight, Back Bay Fishing. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, too, by the way. This has been awesome. You can hang for a few more minutes, right?
Oh, yeah. No,
I'm
not
Mark,
going anywhere yet.
I was thinking during the break, and I'm going to just come out and flat say it. I believe you might get contacted today from that woman who you might have not,
well, we'll see.
Gone on a date with. I think she's listening right now, and she's going to be like, oh, man, did I make a mistake? No. So if you get a text...
Are you trying to make him blush?
Yeah. It's easy.
No,
easy.
I'm not going to be the person to interfere with something.
No, but if she asks you, hey, Mark, come on over tonight. I want to talk.
As I say, no.
You will say no?
No pressure to this particular person. No, you're putting undue pressure on this person.
I'm not putting undue pressure. I'm just giving a hypothetical. And the hypothetical is if you were to get a text today and she said, come on over, I want to talk, would you go?
Well, it depends what the circumstance was.
There's the circumstance. Other than what I just told you, that's the knowledge you have.
To hang out platonically, which was initially the first thought when we were talking earlier, was to hang out platonically and see if anything happens. Well, yeah, sure, I would do that. Sure, absolutely.
So you would go.
But I'm not one to be trying to interfere with anything that is going on, with her.
If this individual made a move on you, would you reciprocate?
Then I'd have to think because it's a different situation now. It's not like I'm completely free and clear now. Somebody's already engaged, so that you understand there's a violation there.
I'm just, again, this has not happened. This is probably not going to happen.
No,
I'm just throwing out hypotheticals. Now I pretty much kind of ruined it for you. If God forbid there was, or I could have planted the seed. Which one could it have been?
Anybody who's listening right now whose girlfriend has an ex-boyfriend by the name of Mark is getting very suspicious looks right now.
You know Mark Hunter?
Yeah, right. So anyway, I'll let you know.
Let me tell you something.
And
I know you like the back of my hand, and you would fall right into the trap. As much morals as you think you have.
Well, anyway, I don't want to be any kind of homewrecker or anything like that. So, anyways.
Well, they're not officially married, so you're really not a homewrecker.
That's true.
Man, he just has to push that button, doesn't he?
This is my show. Man. This is my show up in Ask the Morning Show next week. Anyways.
It's going to be a handwritten letter.
Ask the Morning Show next week. So this guy shows up blasting Careless Whisper. Looks vaguely familiar.
Guy runs in with a saxophone.
Oh, my goodness. I'll be out there with my boombox. Hold on with my
boombox. It's not a boombox anymore. It's an iPhone.
All right.
All right, guys. Sorry,
Let's get the show back on track. Be careful when you're out there partying. We talk about different things you can do as a group. A group of people were on a deck in Sea City last Thursday, and the deck collapsed. This is just nuts. Skylar Donchez of Garnet Valley, Pennsylvania, told 6ABC, I heard a loud noise, but I didn't know what it was. And then 2 seconds later, the whole deck just fell backwards. We were all just on top of each other with furniture all over us. And she was hospitalized with a concussion after this deck collapse.
That sounds like a construction issue for sure. And last I checked, don't they have to get those decks cleared and permitted?
And that's what I was just thinking. Like I said during the break, is I was sitting there thinking to myself this time last week, hey, I haven't heard about any deck collapses recently. Right. I mean, we all remember back in like 2000, 2001, it was every other day you were hearing about it. And I had thought they had nipped this in the bud.
You would think so, but here we go.
This is interesting. This person talking to Channel 6 had said 8 to 10 people were on the deck at the time of the collapse. However, there were some neighbors that said no. There were 20 to 30 kids out on the deck.
There you have it.
Of course.
Yeah. All right.
That's going to just feed to my irrational fear of falling. Thank you.
My uncle and I said, that looks dangerous. I hope they don't start jumping up and down or that thing's going to collapse. Tony Giurini said. And he said he walked right past the home just before the collapse. So, use common sense. I will say this. I heard this about decks of any sort. And that is if they're nailed in, that's not good enough.
Bolted.
Yeah, you're talking anchor bolts and
so just be careful and use common sense.
And they said it collapsed from the back.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
Yeah.
Nailed in.
It wasn't the
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a deck in my back of my house is nailed in. It's like, I'm not gonna have 20 to 30 people in that deck.
Well, you have that short list of people who you hate, so you should probably go down that list. Invite them over, have a barbecue on the deck, and there you go.
Yeah, right?
Back to pleading the fifth.
We'll be back with more of the show. Bob and Mark hanging out with Captain Andrew too here on the morning show. Yeah, Bob and Mark shows. You've been hearing here, special guest in our studio, and just been delighted to chat here with Captain Andrew from Sailors Delight Back Bay Fishing, LLC. And, for those maybe who haven't ever done this, gone out, for day fishing, can we run down exactly what happens during the course of a day?
All right. Well, we run 3 trips a day during the summer. It's 8 to 12 in the morning for 4 hours, 1 to 4 in the afternoon for 3, and then 5 to 8 in the evening for 3 hours. Right. And we target the same thing. It's all bottom fishing. We're looking for summer flounder, but then you also get up to, we have 26 or so species of fish that we've caught on the boat, so you never quite know what's coming over the rail. That's half the fun of saltwater fishing.
Of course.
But realistically, it's going to be summer flounder, it's going to be bluefish, sea bass, weak fish, stuff like that. So anyway, you come down to the dock. We always tell everybody to show up a half hour early. That way, we can get everybody on board the boat, get them paid for, get them a rod, reel, tackle.
Get them all set up.
Get them a little bit of fishing knowledge. That way, before we leave, everybody's ready to go, because it's not like an ocean boat where you're going out for an hour run. 15 minutes after you leave the dock, you're fishing.
Yeah, and just really fast before we jump ahead on that. So you've had people just show up. They don't have anything at all. They just have their own selves.
That's what I tell people: dress for the weather and bring something to drink, and that's it. We can take care of everything else.
See, that's awesome because I don't have a rod or a reel or anything like that. You just show up, and then you guys give them a little brief lesson on how to catch them.
We want people to catch fish. We want people to have fun. So we're not just going to take them out there and stop and say, "All right, well, do your thing."
Yeah.
That's foolish because then you upset people and you don't have repeat customers, and that's the name of the game.
Yeah. So after that, then what happens?
So we go out. We hit a few spots. We'll generally start the furthest away from the dock and work our way back closer looking for the fish. If you catch a fish that's of legal size and you want to keep it, obviously we put it in a cooler on ice for you. So that way when we get back to the dock, any fish that you have that you want cleaned, or crabs, we also do catch crabs, blue claw crabs, if they're of the legal size and you want them and they're not pregnant females, we'll keep them aside for you. The trips are 4 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the afternoon, 3 hours in the evening. So it's pretty close to 2.5 hours to 3.5 hours of solid fishing.
Yeah, that's great. That sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm sure that there have been some probably interesting things caught, right? I mean, kind of weird, exotic,
We have in the past. We've seen exotic species like inshore lizardfish and gray grunts.
I don't even know what that is.
We had to look it up just to be sure. We have caught large southern stingrays.
Oh, wow.
In the spring, we go out for black drumfish, and they can be anywhere from 60, 70, 80 pounds. One of the more unique fish that we've caught has been a summer flounder, but it was had a pigment mutation, so it was white on both sides with brown spots instead of brown with white spots.
Yeah, it's like
we have a picture. We have a picture of that buried in the archive somewhere. And of course, when you're fishing and you have, you see the same species of fish every single day. When you see something new, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Everybody gets excited. Everybody gets pictures. Another thing, very interesting fish. Northern stargazers. We see them not regularly. They're kind of a rare catch, but it's a fish that lays in the bottom that actually generates an electric shock to stun its prey.
Yeah.
So you catch this big, beautiful, toothy fish with stripes down the tail, and you have to tell people, well, don't touch it.
Yeah, don't touch it.
Don't touch it. Yeah, I mean, you can touch it to get the hook off, which our mate takes care of.
Yeah.
But it's one of those unique, different things that people love to see. And of course, everybody's got the cameras out, and it just it adds to the memory.
And when you're talking about memories, which is great, and I know we mentioned it earlier in the program, but people can go onto Facebook and search up Sailors Delight Back Bay Fishing LLC, and you're going to see the photos that you guys have taken too of people in their catch. And like I said, there's something there like every day. So
yeah, we try very hard. Yeah,
which is pretty awesome. And is there anything else that people should know, about your business and about what's going on?
Just if you do want to come out with us, take the time to figure out when you want to. Don't delay. The summer's been very good to us. We are booked up. I mean, we've got bookings already throughout the next weekend.
Yeah.
And we've got people that are making bookings in August already. So don't hesitate. If you come down and you want to fish with us, give us a phone call. Get your booking in.
Yeah, we'll get that number out right now. And I tell you what we'll do. For those of you that are like, oh, I don't have anything to write with or whatever, we'll have it out. We'll go over the information again before the end of the show. But where can they call?
They can call us at 609-827-8309. And you can also get to us through our website. Has a contact sheet through www.sailorsdelightfishing.com.
All right, wonderful. We'll be back with a little bit more of the show as we're winding down here on this Monday. Bob and Mark in the morning. Captain Andrew here from Sailors Delight Back Bay Fishing. We'll be right back. All right, it is, we got to the end of the show. It went by fast, too, and I know why, because Captain Andrew's been hanging out
Well, when
here
you
with
got
us.
a third guy in here who actually can do a pretty good job on the morning show, I appreciate that.
Well, when you got a face for radio, you got to really just ham it up.
We always say that.
You just bought yourself the ticket in here whenever like Bob or I can't be.
Yeah, right.
Good.
I'll be texting you going, yeah, you want to swing in? I have an appointment I got to go to.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Why are you messaging me?
When Kelly Ripa, she needs somebody to fill in because
I'm not Strahan. I'm an Eagles fan. I see where you're going.
You're gonna to be the fill-in guy to come in. Hey, there we go. No, but this has been a lot of fun, and once again, we want everybody to know because people can enjoy your company and your expertise when it comes to a great day out out in the bay. Sailors Delight Back Bay Fishing. How can they get in contact with you?
Well, they can find us on Facebook at Sailors Delight Back Bay Fishing LLC. Our YouTube and Instagram page is the same name. We also have a website that has all the information you need. It's going to be at www.sailorsdelightfishing.com, and you can also contact us for more information. Although as you discussed, the website's pretty extensive. We try and cover everybody's bases so everybody knows what to do, so they have the best trip they can get.
Wonderful.
Now, and of course, you're sailing, as we said, it doesn't end on Labor Day. You're doing things after Labor Day. There's lots of great weekends. How long do you sail to?
Oh, we sail until we either lose the fish or lose the people. Now, in the past, we've fished December 1st, but then last year we also ended at the end of October. Whenever we lose the fish or we lose the people, that's the end of our season.
Got it.
All right, well, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for hanging out with us during the course.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure, guys.
And, we're going to have to plan before the summer ends. We'll have to get out there on the on Sailor's Delight and see how much fish we can catch.
Yeah.
Oh, if you can't catch a fish, you can always catch a buzz. That's what I always say.
I'm going to go with the latter.
Yeah, right.
Just remember, we don't say no to beer or wine and cider. We just leave the hard stuff at home. That's all.
Perfect. Yeah, and I think that's the wise decision to make when you're out on the water, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. Well, listen, it's been great. Captain Andrew, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Mark, great show. Hopefully, hopefully later on you'll get that text. We'll go.
Oh, he has been looking at the phone. So.
Yeah. Nope.
Not
yet.
Nope. Yeah, I believe she's got morals. That's good.
That's good.
Okay.
All right. Tomorrow we will be doing a recap from Dr. Bob Oliver. He's been doing those 9 reasons why you can't lose weight, and he did reason number 9 last Tuesday. But there's going to be a summary of it for you tomorrow, so
Wonderful.
make sure to check out that. And that's going to do it for us today.
Hey, listen, Cape May County, it's Monday. Get back into the race. It's going to be a good day. Be nice to everyone. We'll see you tomorrow morning.